and we go, hey, when you're going out to pick up our lunch today, this is 1988, you got to stop by here and get our silver. He goes, what do you mean get your silver? I go, just bring the hand cart. Bring the hand cart because it's going to be heavy. We had no idea how much 4,000 ounces.
Oh my God.
How much it weighed. The kid picks up the silver. He gets a hernia. He drops the silver back off in our office, then says he has to go to the hospital, and we got to pay for it, of course.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of The Drift with Sosnoff and Mesh. Excited to be here. Tom, this is pretty much the first time, one of the first time, maybe there's been a couple, but for other reasons, where we were coming onto a call and you actually seem a little bit out of sorts, which makes me feel a little better that you're human like the rest of us. But I do want to talk about it just because it's on your mind. So you're in a gold-silver trade that's moving around a lot today?
Yeah. Silver just sold off like, $8, but it was up like 17. It's crazy moves, insane moves. Like these are expected moves for a year in a day.
Right. Okay. And so now you had this call with me, which I would have rescheduled.
No.
But you're like, no, let's do it. And I guess that's my question. And it's kind of like I know it's one of the things you're really going to be focused on. The two things you're going to be focused on with Lossdog, which is time and money, right? And time is the rarest commodity there is. And you're in a situation where you're a very known figure. You have a lot going on and a lot of opportunities, and you decide what you do and what you don't do. And so, as an example, like choosing to have this call today versus monitor that gold and silver position, which could be moving 6 figures, say, I would guess just based on more. Okay.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Right. So this is episode 4 of our show. And when someone asked me how I'm going to make money from this, I said, I don't know. I just want to provide great content, build an audience, and go from there. So this isn't profitable yet. But you chose to keep this call versus monitoring that position. And I guess what factors into, like, how do you assess that in terms of the use of your time and why you're like, no, I'll do that call. I don't need to handle this.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. I've been trading my entire life, and I'm getting a little older now. So as we're approaching 4.5 decades. I think I've been multitasking for 4.5 decades. When I say multitasking, I mean I've been, like carrying on a conversation and trading for literally for 45 years. Going all the way back into the days in the pits, you standing around with 300 or 400 guys standing there. You're not exactly just focused on the screens, right? Your ears and your eyes are focused on like just numbers moving and noise, but you're at the same time, you're talking smack and talking bullshit and you're, it's typical locker room garbage. And now we've really matured. We've gone onto podcasts.
But on the floor, and I used to have this. I was never on the floor. I traded in rows of traders, but there were hundreds of traders and like 10 or 20 to a row.
Yeah.
And I used to know if the market was moving just based on the noise level of the floor that I was on. Like,
sure,
I would just sense it. Now you don't have that here in this scenario, and I don't think you're getting an alert. So like right now, like you can't really see if stuff's moving, or you can. You have it on your screen, or
oh yeah, I have it on my screen. I'm always have a screen. I'm the worst. I'm probably not the worst, but I'm in the top like 1% of the worst like junkies when it comes to markets. Like I'm always around a screen.
Is AG like something that's represents silver, or like if I want to
AG?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what AG is. I don't trade. It may.
First Majestic Silver Corp. So
yeah, I don't trade it, but I don't trade that.
I always like that one because that's the element for silver. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? AG is silver.
Could be.
AU is gold. AG is silver. So I'm looking like it's looking now like it's It's open tire, reverse. It looks like it's having a reversal on the day, right?
I mean, silver was higher. I'm just gonna take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, it sold off a bunch. I mean, it traded up to the actual futures contract traded up to 117. It's 109 and just under 110 right now. I mean, I'm not actually here's the crazy thing. When you have a bad position on, I have a rule.
Yeah.
When I have a bad position on, I try not to add on to it.
Okay.
It's what's kept me around for all this time is
Right.
that because I have as many losing trades as anybody else in the world. If you're an active trader, you're going to have an absolute shitload of losing trades, right? Throughout your career, you're just going to have, I don't know if I had 100,000, a million losing trades. I don't even know how many losing trades. The key to hanging around forever, because you're going to have a lot of winning trades too. So the key to hanging around forever is not to let the market get too far ahead of you, not to think you're bigger than the market. And so I never really add to losing trades. It's just been kind of what's kept me around. But sometimes if I start off small, I'll add a little bit here and there. And so I've been building up this silver position now for a couple of weeks. And last night I probably did something kind of stupid. And and so today was a little painful. So I didn't have to trade silver today. I've just been buying a lot of gold to offset my silver risk because the relationship between gold and silver has gotten wonky. And I always trade that spread, by the way. It's not like something new. I've been trading that spread for 20 years, gold silver ratio spread. And it's way out of sorts right now relative to where it's been. And I like trading that kind of stuff. So I'm in. I'm knee deep, but I'm not adding to it anymore today.
Are you always long gold, short silver, or
No, no, just I happen to be now.
right? So it could switch what you are.
No, it's not going to switch anytime soon because gold
No,
has.
no, not now, but like 2 years from now, it could be a
Oh,
different.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier this year, we were, I mean, not this year, most of last year, I was long silver, short gold.
Okay.
Most of last year, long silver, short gold. This year, I have been short silver, long gold. So I flip-flopped.
Well, as a someone who's a momentum trader, very short term, I think this is looking like it's going to go negative today.
Well, from your mouth to God's ears. Um, it's so funny. I was talking to Scott this morning. We were doing our show and we were talking about physical commodities, gold and silver and all this stuff. And the last time I've told this story, I don't think I've ever told the story to you, but in 1988, this is how far back it goes. So 1988 is what 1988 is
38
is
years ago.
38 years ago.
Yeah.
They had a contract on this Chicago Board of Trade. Now, silver primarily trades in New York City. Before the CME took over the contract, it primarily traded on the New York Mercantile Exchange. Silver traded, basically where they filmed Trading Places. Okay. That's where the primary silver contract traded. And so when I was growing up in this business in the 80s, the CBOT, the Chicago Board of Trade, had a 1,000 ounce silver contract, which was really a small silver contract. The normal one was like 5,000 ounces or 10,000, but they had a 1,000 ounce silver contract. So silver was trading for $3.85, right? So I bought two contracts in, I think it was 1988, and it might have been 87. I don't really remember. And my whole purpose was I was taking delivery of those two contracts. One, because I had never taken delivery of a physical commodity before. And two, because it was $3.88 or something like that, $3.86, whatever it was. So for $7,500, I was going to buy 2,000 ounces of silver. And I didn't know what that actually meant. Like, I didn't know if they're going to give it to me in silver bars or what it was going to be. So I had a partner at the time. It was a different Scott, not Scott Sheridan. It was another buddy of mine, Scotty Snyder. And
I think you got muted. Yeah. Yeah, your mic is muted. You just had it for a sec. There, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So the
Okay.
last thing I heard was
Okay.
not
So
Scott, not Scott Sherrod, different Scott.
different Scott, Scotty Snyder, old friend of mine, still we're buddies. 38 years ago, we're sitting in the office. We buy four contracts of this silver, two contracts each. We take delivery because the expiration's coming up. We had no idea what it meant. The exchange calls us like three or four times and says, "Hey, you got to close out this silver trade because we don't want anybody taking delivery." Well, we go, "Are we allowed to take delivery?" They go, "You're allowed, but we prefer not to." We go, "We want to take delivery." So we took delivery of the four futures contracts, which was 4,000 ounces of silver.
Okay.
So I go, "What do we have to do next?" So they go, "You have to go to this address." They gave us like an address. They got to go to this address. You got to show this slip of paper that we're giving you, and you have to hand to the guy, and they'll give you your silver. So we had this kid who worked for us. He was a new clerk, and we go, "Hey, when you're going out to pick up our lunch today, this is 1988. You got to stop by here and get our silver." He goes, "What do you mean get your silver?" I go, "Just bring the hand cart," because we had a hand cart in the office. "Bring the hand cart because it's going to be heavy." We had no idea how
Right.
much 4,000 ounces,
Oh my God.
how much it weighed. Okay, so this kid, he's like maybe like 5'7". He's like a whatever. He just got out of college or something. He's tiny. He takes the hand cart, some South Side Italian kid, okay, really funny kid, takes the hand cart. He goes to get the silver. First of all, it weighs like each 1,000 ounce weighs like, I don't know, 75 pounds, 100. These things were so heavy. The kid picks up the silver. He gets a hernia when he's getting the silver because it was so heavy. He he drops the silver back off in our office, then says he has to go to the hospital, and we got to pay for it, of course. All right, which I think costs us more than the actual silver. But anyway, we had these 4,000 ounces of silver. So I
What
tell
is
him,
it? What does it look like? What's the size
"Oh,
of it?
it's a giant, like it was like a green colored rock. It said stamped on the top was 1,000 ounces. You had no idea it was silver.
Like size of a basketball or bigger?
Bigger than a basketball,
Okay.
but like a rock. It had no
Right.
shape to it. It didn't look like anything. You would have never known it was silver. So we take it down to the garage on this handcart. Now this kid's got a hernia already, so he's gone. So Scotty and I go to the garage with this handcart after the market closed, and I put 2,000 ounces in my trunk, and he puts 2,000 ounces in his trunk.
Oh my God.
I never touched it. It's been 38 years, and I always said I had it stored under my bed. Like my wife used it as a door block because it was so heavy. And she's like 20 different times she goes, "Can we just throw this out? It's disgusting." And I go, "No, you can't throw it out. It's 1,000 ounces of silver." She's like, "It's gross. We got to get it out of the house because it came turned all these colors, whatever." I always said, "I'm giving these to my kids when they get married." And the kids are like, "I don't want this. How much is this worth?" They go, $4,000. They go, "We don't want it." Like it was too heavy to carry. I mean, it weighed more than my daughter. And I eventually did give it to my kids when they got married. My buddy Scotty held it for 2 weeks and sold it to a pawn shop because he had a bad day trading. Sold it to a pawn shop for less than we bought it for. So we bought it for 388. He sold it for 368 because they wouldn't give him the spot price for it.
How much is it
So
worth now?
now it's worth today. It's right now silver is 108. I
So,
bought it for 388.
so it's less.
No, no, no. It's 108 now. It's gone up by $105. It's gone up by $100,000 a block.
Right. So how much is that block worth?
108,000 today. And I paid $3,800. It's worth
Right. That's
108,000.
crazy. And your wife was
Yeah,
going to
but
throw it out.
oh, my wife's been trying to throw it out for for until I gave when I get finally gave it to my kid, she didn't care anymore. But because it was sitting in her bedroom under the bed for like or blocking the door to hold the door open for 25 years. It never moved in price.
That's
Remember,
so
remember silver
crazy.
was like $10 2 years ago. It never moved for 38, 35 years.
That's insane. You just like, and you did it like as like a joke almost to take delivery.
I did it almost because I wanted to see what it was like because you can't take delivery anymore. They stopped it. You, as a retail customer, you cannot take delivery of a futures. They used to say, well, if you buy a future, they're going to drop it off on your doorstep. You can't do that anymore. Retail investors cannot take delivery of futures contracts unless it's index future. Everything else now gets you get forced to get closed out. The only people that can take delivery of futures contracts are certified hedgers. So there's no more delivery. So I
So
have
the
this
388
crazy.
was $3.88.
Yeah, it was 388.
And now it's, oh my God. And now it's 100. I didn't get it was 388, like $3.88.
Oh,
That's,
$3.88.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
crazy.
So I'll tell you another funny silver story because we're on silver stories. I got another good one. So when I first got to Chicago, this is like early 80s. I was clearing at this firm called Securities Options Corp. And all the traders were kind of in this one big bullpen. I mean, that's where we cleared. We came up after work. So there was this guy that shows up one day and he says, I'm a silver dealer. And silver was trading for $7.50 an ounce. He goes, anybody want to buy 1,000 ounces of silver? We're selling 1,000 ounces of silver in 100 ounce blocks. Okay. And I just started making money. And this is like 1982, 1983, something like that. So I go, yeah, I'd like to buy 1,000 ounces because I was diversifying. Okay. I was young. I was a kid. I was just starting out. And so I bought 1,000 ounces of silver from this guy, and he delivered to me 10 100 ounce bars. They were beautiful, brand new silver bars, everything. So I have it in the office. I'm showing it around to all these other guys, all these other traders, and they're like, we want to buy some. But I didn't know, like silver went from $7.50 an ounce down to $6 an ounce. So the reason that I got filled and he delivered it is because it was lower. So now silver dropped to like $5 an ounce. And all my friends decided they wanted to buy 1,000 ounces of silver as well. So they ordered 1,000 ounces of silver from this guy and they prepaid him like I did. And now silver went up to 650 an ounce. Okay, this is how, and he disappeared with their money. It
Really?
was, it was a total scam. The only reason I got paid and I got it was because it was lower.
Oh my God.
So all my friends
That was like
got
a
totally,
hustle?
it was a total hustle.
That's
That's why you
crazy.
never deal in physical commodities because it's so impossible to get markets. Like there's no transparency. It's all garbage. But those are two funny stories.
I just started laughing, imagining a scenario where your contract is up on the like the
Yeah.
futures are short. Like when is it what's like one of the contracts due? When is it? Like
Well, they're all different. Silver expire. I mean, every
but
contract expires different. There's no
yeah.
standardization. Yeah.
But I imagine you walking in with a big ball of silver being
But
like,
you couldn't
here,
even, I couldn't even lift it. It
I'm
was so
covering.
heavy.
I'm covering. Here's my short position. Um, that's crazy. And you could turn that into jewelry and stuff too, right?
I have no clue.
I feel like you should take like a piece of it and turn it into like a ring or a
No, no, no. It's
bracelet.
gone. It's gone. It's
Ah,
gone. I've given up.
that would have been cool.
You should have
That's
seen the expression on my son-in-law's face when, because he's like, oh, what are you giving us? And I'm like, I'm giving you 1,000 ounces of silver. He goes, I don't even know if I could lift this. He goes, what's this worth? And I'm like, I don't know. I told him, he's like, oh, we'll take it.
and now I hope they still have it.
Well, yeah, of course they have it. I don't know what they could ever do with it.
That so wait, so silver was trading at so how much has it gone up in the last when? Like
Well, it was $35 just a couple of months ago, and now it's 109.
is it a short squeeze or is there a
Oh, it's a
kind of
total shorts. I mean, yeah, it's a short squeeze. I mean, you can say whatever they're silver and gold are a flight to quality, but now it's a short squeeze.
is there Does that mean that like silver jewelry is much more expensive right now?
Oh, sure. Of course,
Right.
everything. Gold, yeah, everything. I mean, all commodities are more expensive, but gold and silver for sure. I mean, you go out to buy a gold necklace now, you're gonna, you know, I mean, gold was 4,000 just about, ooh, maybe 3 months ago. So gold's up by a little over 20, 25% in just, in just a couple of months. And silver's up by 50, well, silver's up almost 100%. What am I saying? It was $52 now. Yeah, it's doubled in like a month.
I told you my wife's ring. We put in the insurance claim, and the insurance claim was from like 2 years ago. So no wonder they paid me so quickly. They're like done, like done. They got like a major discount. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got a major discount. Yeah.
unbelievable. So, by the way, I love those stories. Those are like I can't
Oh,
believe the guy got
that's one of my
hernia.
favorite trading stories, and then that kid that went and picked it up that got the hernia. Well, the hernia cost us like 5 grand we had to pay for because, back then, we had to cover everything. And then the kid quit. He's like, I can't work for you guys.
That's ridiculous. I By the way, it's gonna go negative now. I'm looking at it. You're definitely moving in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, it's still up $7 today. It's the most ridiculous movements we've seen in any commodities. But I've traded through. I mean, remember the different, like, you don't trade commodities that much. I'm
Right.
going to try to encourage you to learn, but there's been some crazy moves. I mean, you remember a couple of years ago, when I've watched crude oil go from 50 to 150, and I've watched crude oil go from 50 to, in the front month, to negative 20, negative 30. So, um, crazy things have happened, insane things.
But this seems like we're in the middle of one right now.
Well, this is another one of those things. But I mean, could anything be crazier than front month crude oil going to, negative 20 and $30? How do you go to negative 20 and 30? Like, our platforms,
That
I
means they're
built,
paying you to take it.
well, not really, because you can't, not really. But think about this. I've built all this crazy trading technology over the last, 25 years. Nobody ever built any trading technology that could account for crude oil going below zero. Like, how could you ever build, like, the exchanges didn't have the technology to cover that? Like, how do you do negative numbers? Like, it's
So
insane.
what happens on the platform? It just gets like frozen.
No, but we didn't know. We had to we wouldn't let people trade it. No, nobody would, because we didn't, you don't even know how to margin it.
So
Like,
this
it was just insane. Like, there's no way to account for a negative number on a long contract. Um, it was only the front month, thank God. The back months were still, trading for like $9 or $10, so it was okay. But things like that, you just don't ever expect that stuff to happen. Like, there's certain things you just didn't program for.
Now with the gold and silver, are that like you're not paying attention to any news on it? You're just looking at the price.
No, there's no
But
news. No, news
but
is irrelevant.
are there people that are trying to explain it? You
Well,
think?
on CNBC and
Do they say?
Bloomberg.
And what would they say? What would they say?
Who
Like,
knows? I don't know. I don't watch it. I mean, I don't, the news is, in the case of gold and silver and crude oil and natural gas and things like that. I mean, you can make up whatever stories that you want to fit the narrative, but there is no such thing as, there's no fundamental case for gold or silver here. A flight to quality is one thing, but, a year move in a day, that's ridiculous.
I pivoted today, and the reason why I wanted to talk about gold and silver is because I know as a trader, when it's on your mind a little bit, like the stories come out. It's just easy to talk about it. It's a natural flow. It's a release, and that's what happened with those stories, which I love. I want to ask one wrap up question, just kind of circling back on the time thing, and you showing up today. Now, when you're making your decisions on what you're going to do throughout the day, um, it's not determined by money in the sense of oh, this is worth more than this if I do this. It's in terms of when you're evaluating what to do with your time, if you could put it into words, because I think this goes well with Lossdog, because that's all about
Yeah.
time versus money. How do you evaluate your decisions regarding time? Like when someone says, "Can you do this?" and you think about it, is it just more about your interest in whatever it is?
Oh, that's a really fun question. And I'll tell you why. Because I think a lot of people prioritize things in a way where they prioritize things based on, like, they assign a value to it and prioritize it. I don't think I do that. I think that there is a um I think it's because I think you have to I have a very long term outlook on things, specifically that I'm involved in. Not talking about markets or anything like that, but just things that I am personally involved in. So when I look at, the business that we're building right now, I don't look at it as like, what is my time worth today versus afternoon, tomorrow. I'm thinking, where's this business going to be in 2 years, and where
Right.
am I going to be? And I have to fully commit to different things right now that are not nearly as valuable. Like, I can make a lot more money, I think, maybe trading all day tomorrow than I can make working at, with I'm working with my designers, my software designers for 4 hours tomorrow. Like, there's no question I can do better trading, but I have to work with the designers and I want to, because in 2 or 3 years, that may be worth something special, or it's really what I want to do. Or I have to meet with somebody tomorrow that, doesn't add any value right away, but you never know down the road how valuable some person might be to me, or how important that meeting might be to me. So no, I don't prioritize things you know, um, based on instant gratification or immediate value. No, I do not.
Yeah, I think it's different for different people, but I'd be curious, and maybe maybe we'll continue
Well,
with
look at
this.
this podcast.
Yeah.
Use this podcast as another example. Like, I'm not, we're not monetizing this podcast today, but we're building
Uh,
something that a year or 2 years or 3 years down the road could be something really special. So, like, this is a perfect example.
and for me, it also hits that I look forward to it, and like I like to prioritize things like, and that's something I think when you as you start to get older, and you get older, you really want to make sure you're doing what you love and you're talking to people you enjoy,
You
and
should be having fun, man, every day.
yeah,
You've earned it.
yeah.
I feel like I've earned that right after 45 years of working, or 44 years of working. I've earned the right to do whatever the hell I want to do during the day and have fun doing whatever it is I want to do and talking to the people I want to talk to. 1000%, I agree.
All right, well, we're gonna keep having fun here. I love this. I appreciate it so much. And I honestly, without getting emotional, truly feel blessed that I have this time with you each week to ask you whatever questions I want, because I literally physically feel myself growing in terms of knowledge and everything else. And for myself, I'm really appreciative of this time. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
And that is episode 4 of The Drift.